This presentation is another part of the broadcast application of RAP, and it will treat coordination and notification from an administrative point of view. To view the complete broadcast capabilities of RAP, all the videos in this library should be checked out. I will start RAP using the icon on the desktop and log in. Just to get a reference back to what we have done in a previous video, I'll open a map and show the station that we created before, because that's the one that we are now going to coordinate. And I'll find it in the database because that's where I saved it before, with the name of FMBC at a particular village of Skeda Udde, as it is pronounced in Swedish. I'll add it to the project, and I'll show it in the map viewer. So it is located here, where I now have the cursor in the map, and we can have a look at its properties. 87.6 megahertz. It's a low power FM broadcast transmitter, 30 meter high antenna, and we have calculated the effective antenna height around it, because that is an important part of what you need to submit to the ITU. Okay, the administrative coordination process is performed with a coordination manager of RAP. It can be used to import notification and coordination messages, and it can be used to export. In this case, I'm exporting. So press export. And I will use the coordination part of the license manager. First, I find the new station to coordinate in the not coordinated station list, and it was an F. I used the keyboard to quick search for FMBC. That is the one. The particular form to use here is TO1 for VHF sound broadcasting stations. RAP supports the process stage by stage of administrative coordination and notification. We'll assume now that we have performed whatever coordination with neighboring countries necessary, so I'll do an add here with the intent of adding this new station to the master international frequency register, or I submit a notification to the ITU for review there, and once it is accepted, it will be entered into the appropriate international database. Much of the data on this TO1 form is pre-entered because it already exists in the database. And I'll just make a few additional definitions here. I intend this to be a master register update, a notification. As an addition, then I need to enter an administration unique identifier. I'll just enter any format data. Of course, this has to be according to the proper formatting in use in our administration, but for the purpose of the demonstration I can use any. any identification, and it is certainly quite unique, the one I selected there. Station identification can be entered also if we need to identify more than the name, as it's said here in item 4A. So perhaps we want to have an identification of the here in this field also. This is not an existing assignment to be modified, so I don't need to fill in here. What I do need to fill in the next time is select the frequency. If this station had several frequencies, I would need to select the one to notify, because the form only supports one frequency. But of course, normally it only has one frequency. Transmission system, that's a sound transmission system, and I know that this is the value to enter here is 4, because this is a stereo transmitter with plus minus 75 kilohertz deviation. It's a non-directional antenna, and other values here are filled automatically. Article S11 only, which is the one I'm submitting this notification for. So operating agency, I enter 010. I can find in the help function what codes that are assigned by the ITU to the different operating organizations in Sweden. This particular one is the Swedish National Broadcasting, Sveriges Radio. Address code of the administration is A, to the Post and Telecom Agency of Sweden. Regular hours of operation, let's make this a 24-hour operation. And date of bringing into use, let's say that it is 1st of January 2013. If we have completed coordination with neighboring countries, if we needed to do that, let's assume that we really needed to do that, then we can enter them here, and neighboring countries to Sweden, let's enter Denmark and Norway. It's not at all necessary for this particular station to really coordinate with the neighboring countries, because it's so low power. It really cannot. There's no risk at all of creating interference into Denmark and Norway. But just for the demonstration here. Then there's a second page to this form giving a site and antenna information. Here is the table of effective antenna height, and that was calculated in RAP, and it's read from the database then and entered here. The antenna directional characteristics, if we really had a directional antenna, would have been entered in one of these tables. For horizontal polarization, it would be entered in the middle table, and for vertical polarization, it would be entered in the right-hand table. And this is also automatic. It's read from the database, but now it's a non-directional. So it says do not fill in if the antenna is non-directional. So we haven't done that. There are help functions here. If I press help, that button, it gives help information as defined in the ITU, in the preface to the BR International Frequency Information Circular. which is a very helpful document, of course. If I press F1 on the key, it opens help that is related to the implementation in RAP of the particular items to enter and so on. Here, so pressing F1 starts the annex. Well, this is basically also taken from an ITU document, but then it gives information here where we are to fill in and what to fill in. Pressing save first gives me a prompt. Please recheck your notice. This is yeah, I'm fairly sure that I filled in everything correctly, so I'll just press yes. Now this has been created as an entry, and a coordination object in this in the process management of this coordination manager can list many activities. This was the as it said here, an addition. We can only add it one time, of course. If we need to change it or withdraw it, for instance, if we want to withdraw this notification, we will create a withdraw notification message or information message and send to the ITU. So we support coordination. That's what you do with neighboring countries typically. Add is you send that to the ITU. Mod, it's a modification to an existing registered assignment in the ITU data. Suppress is to take away or delete an existing assignment. So a suppression message would suppress this assignment in the ITU database. And withdraw again is withdrawing a notice under treatment. All of these can be generated electronically. Pressing e-notice here will create the message as a text file, and that text file can then be emailed or sent by other means, uploaded to the ITU. So this is the administrative coordination process, and of course before performing a coordination or notification in an administrative procedure, there are quite a lot of technical calculations that are needed or should be performed, and those technical calculations of interference and actually it is mostly interference that is performed in RAP, in the technical system. So this completes the brief demonstration of the coordination manager as it relates to coordinating with an FM broadcasting station.